Let's talk about a handful of furniture styles that historically have become popular, and influence all furniture today. Now, there's more than what I have here. This is kind of a beginning of talking about history, but I think you'll recognize many of these things. Let's start with the Queen Anne period. This is a colonial era in America, and Queen Anne was a British queen, and in the early 1700s, and the building at that time started to influence America because of increased wealth in the colonies and builders, British craftsmen that came over. You have undoubtedly seen the trademark of Queen Anne furniture, especially the cabriolet, right? And this S-curve. There's another one right there. And lots of scroll work and S-curves like this and shells like that. This guy is amazing, I think, called a highboy. And notice the cabriolets, both shells carved there, the finials, that's those guys right there, and all these sweeping curves. Tea table, this one has a table that tilts, but all of these have cabriolets with some kind of feet called a pad foot there. This one's kind of a claw foot. Even this upholstered chair, big wing back, comfortable, has that cabriolet with some kind of a claw foot on it. Now look at the period here, 1790 to 1820. Federal, because of the nationalistic things happening right at this time, right? The Constitution was just created, and the country is new and afoot, hence that name federal. Slightly different, though, than Queen Anne furniture. Notice the straight geometric legs and the veneer work that is used, this inlay patterns, and so forth. Now this is a broad range of time for the Shakers, and they produced furniture over a long period of time, but very influential in what we do today. So know a little bit about it. It was developed by the United Society of Believers in Christ's Second Appearing, also known as the Shakers or the Quaking Shakers. It was a religious group that had guiding principles of simplicity, utility, and honesty. Their beliefs were reflected in their surroundings and in well-made furniture, but of very minimalist designs. So notice this chair, right? A rocking chair with a cane seat, very minimalist. Stretchers down below and curved back, but not ornamental, and just a slight curve leg down below to rock. And this desk or end table, side table, noticed even the surroundings in this is very minimal. And the pitcher and the bowl. Another chair here, and this painted was pretty common of them to do also. But notice the style and rail, one drawer, notice the cabinet up above, simple face frame and panel door. Arts and crafts, 1880 to 1820. They used wood that was especially quarter sawn white oak, And that's what is shown here in this buffet table. White oak with this fleck in it. Notice it here. And that's the grain pattern that comes in white oak. And they would take this and they would put the wood or the piece of furniture in kind of a tent with ammonia that would fume. That's why it's called a fumed oak. Just its chemical reaction that happens to the tannins in this changes it kind of a darkish brown, in this case a medium brown, but it would go even much darker than this. Now I want you to notice that there was a maker called Gustav Stickley. He is often known as the mission style, though the mission style, craftsman style, all of that is part of the arts and crafts movement. And I'm hoping that you will recognize some of this furniture that was produced or is produced now that became popular in that time. Notice the slatted styles here, and even in this sideboard, notice the tapered leg, and also this little support, those through tenons, all very arts and craftsy. Okay, next, and notice that these time periods do overlap. It's not like these were all clear. It was kind of all happening. One slightly overlaps the other. Art Nouveau furniture means French for new art. And they wanted to have curving lines, organic shape that merged from nature, design, and craftsmanship. And look at this wall shelf with this little door cabinet on it, and very naturalistic emblems, these flowers. And look at the carving in this wood, my goodness, and the organic shapes that come down and around and through. Very elegant, and wow, talk about time consuming. I mean, look at this. What is this? Right? Display and chest of drawers, and look at how all these pieces, so organic, very plant-like, I guess, in this motif, in the way the wood carves and connects so elegantly together. Even the chairs, right? The floral motifs, really into nature, and this flowing carved leg and armrest, and the back also. Art Deco was a time period following Art Nouveau and the Craftsman style. And now we have much more geometric, consisting of sleek, rounded corners, streamlined designing, and very futuristic. Geometric designs, but also rounded lines, lots of layered triangles and kind of cloud or circular stuff going on here. And notice these geometric shapes coming off. And this one here, a very heavily lacquered, enameled, polished to a high sheen, most everything. In its heyday, Art Deco represented luxury, glamour, exuberance, and faith in social and technological progress. Take a look at these Art Deco styles, furnitures, right? Very elegant, and you can even see a little bit of the influence of the Art Nouveau. But now we're using much different, more materials. There's metal, for example, in this chair. And notice the geometric shapes, fan shapes in this bed. Scandinavian design, now we're talking generally from the 1945-50s to 1970. I'm talking about Norway, Sweden, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland. Also pretty minimalist, but very well crafted. And Scandinavian furniture styles is pretty apparent in our modern furniture today. Fairly minimalist, but very good joinery. IKEA, right, is a descendant of many of this Scandinavian furniture. So I'd like to do a lot more with history lessons, but that's enough for now.